I pitched at Pitt St. Louis last year. My mother had very young grandchildren at the time, and she developed cancer, and she wanted to preserve some of her writings for the grandchildren. So I actually started a company, started making books, putting the writings into these beautiful children's books and giving them to the children. When she typed them into like black and white, they didn't want to read it. It looked like homework. So when I put them into color with illustrations, the kids were like, oh, this is what, and these are Mimi's stories the way Mimi would tell them. So I really wanted to preserve something of their grandmother for them. So that's how I got started. And then
yeah, well, I think let's jump to it really quick. We met through this organization a couple years ago and realized in summary that we both, when we came together talking about ideas, something that she had and something that I had completely married. So this is what we put together. Jilanne, just kind of, you just said your why. My why is I lost my dad when I was 15. I lost my mom 9 years ago to this week. And I have nothing, right? I have nothing. On Mondays was the 9-year date. I was looking for a picture to post on like Instagram. So I had to search, like, was it in my Drive? Was it in my Apple? No, I was like, driving me nuts. So that's kind of my why, and I've always wanted that. And when we get to this, what I had from 5 years ago that I had started was actually not just the elderly, but the full arc of people, and that's what we're going to jump to.
So the problem, the problem that we saw was actually not only me and Duffy, but a lot of our friends were having the same kind of issues. They have teenage kids that they're chasing after, so they don't have time to put something together. Or they don't know what to ask their parents, or their parents live in another town, so they can't get access to the questions that they want to ask, and they're worried that time is running out. So we found that a lot of women our age actually want to preserve these memories. So like Duffy said, it's universal.
So our solution, which is, as we said, is a combination, a bit of the two of the ideas that we had. We came up with something called ArcHouse, which is a full arc of life, not necessarily just elderly, just this. It's your full arc. That's the type of memories. The technology is the same, but we're just trying to encompass and have everything here. So we came up with
beginning to end. We started off with legacy, like recording people at the end of life, but then we realized what they really wanted was their children and grandchildren to remember them throughout their life. So from pregnancy to special moments, we developed the milestone prompts with smart reminders throughout. So basically we have my psychology background, so we have deeper questions where we can really capture the essence of someone and not just like pretty pictures of grandma went to school at 8 and she did this, but we get underneath kind of the story so that we actually preserve the person and their memory a little better. We came up with some digital organizations in the way of apps.
So right now, our direct competition, the need is lifelong, technology exists, but basically what's happening is everything is fragmented. You have companies that deal with just pregnancy, just baby, childhood to a degree, teen to a degree, adult, different programs. Legacy is where Storyworth and I would say Memento live. Memento was a shark tank company, etc. But literally they're all fragmented. So what we're looking at in competition is coming in currently, literally nobody owns the full arc of life, just the individual fragmented segments. But we will.
Yeah. So again, we have families that have chat books and they've got, like, those are being printed up every month, or they have cloud storage, on iCloud or Apple or Google Drive or whatever, but nobody has everything in one place where you can access it when you need it. Like, especially when a parent or somebody passes, you kind of want a touchstone. So not only do we do the digital storage stuff, we also do physical books and audio books. Our phase 1 is two-tiered. We've got the app and the website and all the storage, and then we have the tangible moments, the physical books, the audio books, little short video that goes with the audiobooks. And in the app you can upload photos, files, so if there is a story that you want to tell, you can upload the story to that. So you decide what you want to upload, you decide how much you want us involved. The app is going to be based on storage, so you get a little bit of storage with the free app, so you can put in a couple mementos, a couple photos, maybe an audio file. Here there's obviously more storage, pictures, videos, and all the way up to like full like little movies if you want. Okay, and our biggest offering and how we're going to get started in the market is the premium boots on the ground exclusive. So our biggest introduction to this will be boots on the ground going into elder care facilities, hospitals, or even eventually into homes. We have to learn how to vet that, but and doing quick interviews with questions that we have vetted for in-depth, pensive, introspective discovery, or questions that you would like us to ask. So we'll go in and do like an hour interview with your loved one, clip it into 5 to 7 minutes of a video that you can watch and just kind of remember how they spoke and that little glint in their eye and be able to see them tell their own stories.
Basically, it's going to differentiate all those other companies. They do video books, or they do physical books, they do audio books. What the biggest differential is that's not out there at all. Like for me, my mom lived in Atlanta for her last years of life. I was not there. I couldn't go in and video record her, and she had Alzheimer's, so she couldn't even go and use a phone. She wouldn't know how to do it. So if we have what we call boots on the ground, and this is where, what are some things that I want to do if I want to make some money coming in, but I don't want to do full time, and this is a perfect way to get what I'm going to call mom force. We're very organized, you have moms all around the country in different things. They can be the ones with some limited training, but know how to go in and conduct these in-person interviews, not just at somebody's home at the moment, more like, at like Evertrue or Gatesworth here, where we work in conjunction with these senior facilities, and we're going to capture it for you, and then they're going to pay us for it, and then we've got the app where it's going to live, and they can also do whatever. They own that video, obviously they can do it. So that's where the biggest differentiator compared to the other companies that currently exist for our start, this would do. So then after this, so long story short, we're going to start with the senior living. You have to start somewhere, right? And that community is here, it's everywhere. So for me, as I was saying, the examples of with my boys, like every year went by, and I have, in my generation, we didn't have the phones. I don't have video of the first crawl. I don't have video of the first walk, etc. But there are all these companies that have these different things, but we want to live in there. So the biggest thing to me is the push notifications coming in. We're going to work with, whether it's Children's Hospital, and the pre said, like, okay, the first year of life, this is what should happen. Every person that signs on that's a mom with a new baby, but she's going to get a notification. Did you get the first crawl? It should happen within X amount of time. But it's just not going to send it once and just go away. She's going to get a notification. She can determine how she wants it until she has finished and checked off and completed that segment. And then you're going to have year stage 2 of life. Stage 3 of life, these are the things that should happen. Obviously, there's more in the beginning stages when you get to 9th grader. Okay, you're going to have your birthday. Maybe you're playing some sports. You're going to have this on the birthday. You're going to say, okay, capture them on quick video. They're not going to want it. Be like, who are your friends this year? What kind of music you into? And then you have those files on there. And so basically, this is what phase 2 is. Yes, we have the elderly, but it's the full arc of life. It is everything. It will encompass the weddings. It will encompass this. It's not a massive storage thing, but it's basically for our memories. We're always going to have a different thing. And when we get into that, there's so many more details.
This is us and why we are qualified to do this, why you want to choose us to do this, has a lot to do with the mom force. And we are in that stage of life, so we kind of know our audience here.
Through there. The next one is basically, why are we here? What is our ask at the moment? As we had said, we really just kind of put this together and brought our ideas. Mm-hmm. There's a lot more, and each page has multitudes of details to go through it. But basically for us encompassing, I'm not a tech person, Jilanne knows more, but like, okay, storage. How does this all come together? What is feasible? What is possible? How can we start this? Back when I started 5 years ago, put me in touch with a company called Adalo, which at that time I have all the things, and they were like, okay, well, if you want to send push notifications, an extra $2,000. There's so much stuff now that's AI generated and just pushed out that it would be a completely different build out. I don't know how to do that. Jilanne had started with some things, but coming in there and really somebody knowing how to do, what would this take to do? We have the ideas, Jilanne knows more technology, but how do we make this happen? And from the tech standpoint, the two of us can go out and we can film for free. She's an actress. I have footage from my last business with all these cameras and videos and different things. We can go on the ground and put that in for no cost.
But we need a tech partner.
We need tech. How do we do this? Okay. So that is kind of what
that's what we're looking for, is somebody to help us develop where to store this, how to store this. We don't want to store it ourselves. We want to probably partner with someone for the storage. And so that's it. And we'd love to take questions, but we'll do it after the alarm.
Okay, great. Thank you.